And good Saturday evening, everybody. We are Zoom Racing League. It's division number 3, round number 2 from Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Hope you're ready for an exciting race today. We got a full grid of cars ready to go, run around this track. I am PBJ. I'm here with Mr. Freddie Raz, and let's take a look at Circuit of the America. It is a 3.42 mile circuit, 20 turns, 2 DRS zones, lots of elevation, long back straightaway, and that tight sector 3, which can catch a lot of people out with some iffy traction along the way. Let's go ahead and check in with the race and see what's going on. Freddie Razel, how you doing, sir?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. We got a full qualifying tonight, and cars are already getting on track here. Let's go ahead and pull up the standings real quick. And Fred, why don't you take us through the standings? Let us know how everything's looking.
Off to a flying start, Marino has been. Also, Barney Goatmere in the Merc. He had a 5-second time penalty, so that actually dropped him down to P2. But during the constructors, I mean, it's quite. I mean, Mercedes are on top by 1 point at the moment, and Red Bull are just a little bit far behind. But someone that I've actually been keeping an eye on is Kushi in the Alfa Romeo. I mean, he was one of my picks. I was going to pick him in the draft, but I was a bit curious about him. But nevertheless, he's had a flying start to the season.
Yeah, Cushy's going to be one to watch out for in the Alfa Romeo. Obviously, Marino's got a great start to the season. Barney Goatmere as well. Taking a look at Siggy on track right now. Running in the Williams. As he gets ready to start his first flying lap. A little bit of wheel spin out of the final corner. He's going to be one of the first cars out here running a time lap as he heads up the hill to turn 1. One of the unique features of this Austin racetrack. But then the hardest part's not really making the apex. The hardest part's getting the traction as you go back down the hill on the other side. And heading into the S's here. Hitting all the apexes. A little bit deep on the 4th corner there. He's got to back it up just a little bit. These S's are super tricky. They're a lot like Silverstone mixed in with a little bit of Jetta and a little bit of elevation, but they seem to get tighter as you run through them. And again, another poor traction zone at the top of the hill. Siggy's keeping it on track, trying to get a banker on the books here. Of course, it is a full qualifying session tonight. So, Raz, that means you really don't have to set a fast lap. You just don't want to be in the bottom 4.
I mean, it's with full quali. I mean, we usually do short quali. Most weeks, but we've got full quality now, and it'll be really interesting how many laps these guys will be doing in quali, and what the strategy would be during the race.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the simulations done this week have shown, it's probably going to be a one-stop race if there's not a safety car. Tire wear is right on that limit where you could try a 2-stop race if you're feeling aggressive and you can really push the tires harder. But, yeah, one-stop race, preferably maybe the mediums to the softs. The cars seem to work a little bit better. Another big wheel spin moment there for Siggy, but he comes across the line with a 33.1. Decent lap as a banker. I'm not sure it's going to hold up, but we'll keep an eye on that. As Barney Goatmere right behind him in the Mercedes comes across with a 32.6. Now, that's a decent time. That'll probably get him into the second qualifying here, but everybody running on soft tires, too. That's kind of surprising for me. Figured that if you guys would come out on mediums for the first qualifying session here.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's actually quite worried about pretty much every other driver. I mean, since Brazil, the times were really tight in like different sections of positions. So maybe they're thinking about saving the medium tires during Q2, or maybe, I mean, like you said earlier, doing a 2-stop, maybe doing softer mediums to mediums.
Yeah, it's very surprising to see everybody on soft tires. New fast lap. Corrupt comes through with a 32.2. That's a great lap as well. Marino's taking his first time around the board here.
He actually did get a fastest sector 1.
Did you get your telemetry up, Raz? Because I didn't get anything in my box.
I can double check. I've got to switch my screens. Yeah, I do have my telemetry up.
Can you forward me the link real quick? I want to see some of these times go purple as they go around the track here. Looks like, appreciate it. Looks like Marino may have, thought for a second he backed out of it. I think he did back out of it. Yeah, he's not, well, No, it looks like he's still on it. He came up on some traffic heading into turn number 12 there. That's the tight left-hander at the top of the back straightaway back there, but he's still on it. So let's see what kind of lap Marino can do. Your championship leader, last week's race winner in the McLaren, comes through the penultimate corner, turn 19, then into the final corner, turn 20, which is the penultimate corner, my bad. But he comes up the hill. Look, what can he do? Goes P2 at 32.5.
A very solid lap from Marino. I mean, if I was him, I'd just back off from Q1 from now, as I don't think anyone is actually going to get a quicker time than he has now. But quite interesting, there's still quite a lot of people in the pits, so I'm not sure if they're waiting for the track to warm up. As Connor retires, he actually retires in the pit, so he's going to be out of Q1. As there's actually a slow Alfa Romeo who is fit stick well. Maybe had a little bit of a moment of the start of Sector 2.
Yeah, Fitz filled in for Drip this week in the Alfa Romeo. I wonder what happened to Connor right there. I didn't see... I don't know, did he... I guess he was on track when he retired, so maybe he just had an incident on his first lap, never got a banker on the board.
I don't actually know. I didn't see a white dot on the mini-map, so I mean, I guess he just retired in the pits.
He's just going to save all of his tires for the race at that rate, so that works out too. But watching Fitz go around, looks like, yeah, he's definitely not on a flyer right now. Maybe setting up for... he was on a flyer? Okay. Looks like he's got his battery charged back up.
No, sorry, Cole's actually on the last corner of his last lap.
Let's pick up Cole then.
And he actually goes P2.
P2, good lap from Cole. He's got 3 laps on those soft tires. He must have went for a second lap on his first run there. That should be good enough to get him into into Q2. But yeah, if you guys like OG, Ethan Patel, Nathan, Alex, Kyle Desmond, and then Flosi are down there. No times on the board yet. Looks like Kyle Desmond may be on a hot lap here. So he comes across the line. He's going to put it up in P12 with a 33.4. That might be a little risky here in about 9 minutes' time when the session's over.
He's one of those drivers that's having mixed emotions around these tracks. I'm pretty sure as 1 minute he goes, oh yeah, I've got this right setup, and then someone like me coming in and saying, oh yeah, this setup's good. He's like, he uses it and then he doesn't feel comfortable. So yeah, whether it was his setup, he doesn't feel comfortable about. It could be that, but yeah, he definitely has to come out again and do another lap, maybe on the same tires. But the tire wear around this track's like really harsh with the tires. Like it really hurts the tires around here. So maybe he has to do another run on the softs.
Yeah, it's easy to burn the front tires up here. Big thanks to Spinini in the chat for keeping me honest with the tires. The mediums make sense for Qual 2 because that's the tires you're going to start the race on. So Q1, you just want to get out of this session, get into Q2. So that explains why everybody's running the soft tires. You can tell how much race strategy prep I've done this week so far. So got a yellow in Sector 3. I think there's somebody just slowing down. Yeah, it's like the Red Bull and the Ferrari maybe.
Romeo. We have a few people coming for outlaps now, so Ethan Patel is one of them, and Nathan Doan's the other, but Alex is actually on a hot lap right now as he goes to the tricky turn 1. Easy to lock up if you've got ABS off. Now he's coming through the S's. Neat and tidy. This could be a really decent Sector 1.
He's hitting all of his apexes really clean through the S's here.
It goes a little bit wide then, but he actually keeps it really nicely around here.
What kind of time can Alex do in the Mercedes? Goes through the hairpin. Gets on the power. There's no complaining out of the rear end of that Mercedes as he heads down the back straightaway. Running the shortest possible line. You see him running right over that white line on the left side of the track, trying to minimize the distance. You got to be careful. You don't want to get that left wheel over that line. Very tidy lap from Alex here. The question is, does it have any pace? As he just goes purple in Sector 2.
So this is actually going to put him up to, I mean, at the moment, if he keeps it clean, it's going to at least put him top 5. So something Revis will be happy about, getting both Merc cars into Q1. I mean, like it should be.
Of course, Zoom Racing League, we have a draft, we have a sorting table. So these drivers in Division 3, a little bit of wiggle out of the final corner, but yeah, he goes up to P9 with a 32.9. So the draft generally means the first picks of the draft go in the faster cars. Of course, all the cars are really equal in the game, but your Mercedes and your Red Bulls and your Ferraris tend to have the first picks of the drivers. But sometimes we get surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Alex would have actually gone to top 5s then. As he's actually going, again, he got a fastest Sector 1 going 1/10 up on his time, so maybe he's going for another hot lap. But yeah, I mean, I thought he would have been top 5s. Maybe that little last 2 corners caught him out a little bit. So maybe he lost a little bit of time there, but nevertheless, he's going for another lap.
Let's check his Sector 2 time here as he heads down this back straightaway. The end of the sector is right at the end of the straightaway here. Is he still faster than his first lap? Don't see the timing yet.
And it'll be
There it
now,
is.
He's 1/10 up on his time, which will put him just at the moment, just in P8. So
Well, maybe that's all you need.
There's a
I mean-
slow Aston coming to the hairpin.
We're going to watch Alex finish his lap here real quick as he heads up to the final corner. Turn 20, tries to get the power on nice and smooth, keep it on the road. A little bit of a wiggle from the Mercedes right there, but he does go faster just by 0.3 of a second, and it puts him up to P8 with about 5 minutes left to go. He's got enough time for another run if he wants to come back in, put some fuel in it, and try to get another stab at it.
Yeah, I mean, he was 1/10 up, so that Sector 3 must have... He must be struggling with Sector 3. I mean, I don't think his Sector 3s have really been that great the last 2 laps that I've been watching him.
Yeah, Coda has 3 very distinct sectors. You know, Sector 1, you've got the S's plus the hairpin at the top of the hill for turn 1. Sector 2 is really all the back straightaway, and then those 2 hairpins, the hairpin leading onto the back straightaway and the hairpin coming off the back straightaway. Sector 3 is the really tight bit that kind of reminds me of Hockenheim, and then Istanbul turn what is it, turn 8, I think it is. But yeah, these 3 very distinct sectors. So yeah, when you got speed in Sector 1 and Sector 2, but you don't have it in Sector 3, maybe it's a traction issue. Maybe he's not running, he's not getting the mechanical grip he needs out of that Mercedes to keep the power down. But his time, I mean, 32.9 may be good enough to hold here as Marino aborts his lap. Looks like he invalidated in Sector 3 right there. With about less than 5 minutes on the session here, let's see, who can you pick up? What about Nathan Doan down there in P14? He's right on the bubble. He's on a hot lap as he heads through the S's.
No, something to know about Nathan. He's a really quick driver. He showed it in Brazil, but he actually spun quite a bit around Interlagos. So it's something that he can improve on. I mean, if he can improve on that, it will definitely be fighting for those top 5 finishes every race.
Let's see what Nathan can do here. He's down 0.4 on his fastest lap so far through Sector 2. That 0.4 will put him all the way up to the top 5, maybe around 5th or 6th place. We've got word from the garage, from our pit lane reporter, that Connor apparently had an issue with the transmission on his as
I said, Nathan Doan goes P4.
Yeah,
So
Nathan with a great lap.
So this is what I mean, Chris. I mean, he has got the pace. It's just something he needs to work on, of not trying to get into some stupid mistakes from himself. So this is showing he's showing quite strong right now. But on the other side, Kyle Desmond needs to try and get out of Q1 at least. as there's a McLaren span around last corner, and it's Marino, and I think he maybe missed the pit entry.
He just made the pits, actually. He just got in right. They must have spun it going into the pits. So just finish my thought on Connor real quick. Apparently Connor had an issue with the transmission and was not expecting, I guess, a manual transmission race and just retired. So not sure if he's going to make the race or not, but he's just not going to make qualifying. So what other 3 cars were... Actually, I guess it's the bottom 5 that drop, right? So what other 4 cars are we going to see not make it out of Q1? Flosie's going to come out for his first lap. Fitz Dickwell here is going to try to get better. He was actually slower than his fastest lap through Sector 1. So he comes up on a slower Williams here. That Williams is going to get out of the way. And Dickwell comes out of the final corner. What's he going to do? Is he going to improve? He does improve by 2/10. That puts him up to P15, and on the bubble, he's going to have to go around again. But he has he's already aborted that lap, so maybe try to recharge the battery, kind of tiptoe around and go take one more run. There's not enough time to come into the pits and put on a fresh set of tires here. So as long as he's got the fuel in the car, he can make another run at it. Also down there is the Ferrari of Keisler. As he goes through turns 19 and 20 right here, is he going to be able to get out of the bottom 5?
It looks like he's not. No, he won't.
He won't.
Kyle Desmond, he's actually coming to the line now, and he doesn't as well. He improves on his time, but that's going to be it. Kyle is going to be out, it looks like.
Yep, Kyle's aborted.
Disappointing.
Keisler's still on it. Snoop Francis is also pitted as well. Is Flosi going to make it back around to start a lap here? Flosie's got 13 seconds, no time on the board. He sat in the pits and did not take a lap. I don't think he's going to make it around. So the Haas is not even going to get a lap on the board here. Has 3 seconds on the clock. No, he's not going to make it. So he just goes ahead and puts that car in the barrier. So Flosi without a time. Snoop Francis did not make it out. Kyle Desmond did not make it out. Let's see if Keisler in the Ferrari, he is slower on this lap. He's up 1/10 on his fastest lap. So, and I think is he still?
He's still pushing.
He's still pushing. Okay.
He's coming to that tricky corner.
No, he's off.
And he's off.
Yeah, I saw the battery wasn't decharging down the straightaway. So that's our bottom 5 right there. You got Keisler in the Ferrari. That's a big surprise for me. Kyle Desmond, Snoop Francis, another driver I expected to get out of the bottom 5. And then Flosi didn't even get a lap on the board. Connor as well. Your bottom 5 do not make it into Q2. Fitz Dickwell barely made it by 0.02 of a second in the Alfa Romeo. So he'll advance over to Q2. And we'll reset and do it again, drop another 5.
Really solid performance from Alfa Romeo, just about scraping to get in Q2, both of them. But Kushi, I know he's got the pace to get in Q3 at least, from experience from D3 last season. So it'll be really interesting to see if he can make it. I want to see more from Ethan and Alex, both coming down from D2. And something to note about Alex, he ain't the best qualifier. He is so much more better than his race pace. So it'll be really interesting to see where they finish.
Yeah, I think the big surprise there for me is going to be Cushy and Ethan, just like you said. I mean, both of them got top 10s last race. Barely made it out of Q3 here, so. But Q2 is where we'll see the strategies come out, right? We talked about it a minute ago. If you want to start on the medium tire, you run medium tires in Q2. If you want to try to make it to Q3, maybe you got to put a set of softs on. So.
Something that I'm actually really surprised about is Corrupt came first throughout that quali. I mean, yeah, it's Q1. It's much more to come, but it's quite a good start from Aston Martin. P7, P1. Something you would love to see.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back in a second.
So we're now in Q2. So this is where we're going to see another 5 drop uh, from next quali. So this will be really interesting. We've got 15 really quick drivers on the track right now. So this will be really interesting to see who can come where.
First car out on track again is going to be Siggy in the Williams. Don't waste any time. Hops out there. He's going to set his, try to get out. He's on the medium tire. All right, let's pull the tires up here so we can see what everybody's going to
We have
do.
6 people on the mediums. So I'm not sure. I don't really know. I mean, I think I'd expect more people to go on the mediums. I think. I mean, it's kind of even right now, but yeah, I would have expected at least 10 people to go on the mediums.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes out. You put your medium lap on, you realize you're not going to get through to Q3, then maybe say, you know what, we'll just put the soft tire on. Everybody runs softs from here on out. So
Something to know about the medium tires. The soft tires around here are so much more quicker than medium tires. From last night experience in the D4, just in the race, the mediums were just so much more slower than the softs. You probably could pull away like 1.5 seconds away. So, I mean, quite interesting. So these people on the mediums, I wouldn't expect them to go quick, be around the top 5s at least.
all right, Siggy gets ready to start his first flying lap, and let's go ahead and ride on board. Wrong button. There we go. Let's ride on board with Siggy. Let's take a lap around Coda. Raz, why don't you take us around? Describe this track to us.
It's a horrible track. First of all, it's quite a tricky track to deal with. I mean, I struggle with it myself, especially converting to a controller to a wheel. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tricky corners around here. Sector 1 is definitely one of them. Sector 2 to 3, like the hairpin, and I don't really know what to say. Like, what corner is that?
The hairpin?
No, the ones before that, where you've got to go up into...
That's
second gear,
turn 9 and turn 10.
Yeah, around there, that's quite a technical kind of part of the track. So, I mean, if people can learn the track, I can't even get my words out at the moment. Can people learn the track quicker? Oh, you know what? I can't speak right now. I keep stuttering my words, so we'll leave it from there.
I don't think you like the track very much. That's what I got out of that. But
yeah, we'll just say that.
Every corner here, from my perspective, every corner here is technical. Even the hairpins. There's lines through the hairpins that give you speed on the exit, and a lot of those hairpins lead onto long straightaways. So we see Siggy set the benchmark with a 34.3 on the medium tires. Yeah, Sector 1 is just really extremely technical. And I got my buttons all mixed up. Apologies for that. There we go. So I'm watching OG here as OG flies down to the hairpin at the bottom of the hill. This leads on to that long back straightaway. Of course, if you get that hairpin wrong, you get the entire back straightaway wrong. So let's see what we can do here. Looks like we got soft runners are putting their times in. Cole Cummings did a 32.3. That should be just fine to get into Q3. So Nathan Doan did a 33.2. Of course, OG's on the soft tire as well. He's not going to play around and see if he doesn't make it to Q3. But, I mean, this is a track where tire wear is significant enough. It really makes you think, is the starting position better than the strategy? And I say that in a way, if you start in the top 10, you're probably going to have to start on the soft tires. I mean, maybe. I'm just guessing. But if, the medium to soft strategy here just seems to work so well. Is it worth, the 3 or 4 extra spots you might get in qualifying to not do that strat?
It could be. I mean, you never know with drivers. I mean, from last season's experience, through turn 1, it was chaos. at the start of the lap. So who knows, really?
Cushy got mad. We weren't calling him Kush or Kush, but he's always going to be Cushy in my heart. So we're going to call him Cushy today. He's on a flyer as he heads through the S's on the soft tire. He's on the medium tire, excuse me. So he heads up to these corners that are super difficult here. The last 3 corners of the S's, you got to get it just right. You got to carry all that speed, a little bit of oversteer on the exit there, which happens as you crest that hill. What can Cushy do as he heads through the hairpin? Nice and clean exit onto the back straightaway. Trying to get a little bit of a slipstream from the like the Aston that he just overtook right there. Another Ferrari up ahead of him. He's going to swing over and try to catch that one as well. I'm not sure how much slipstream you get when they're going 80 miles an hour, but might be significant enough. We got a purple sector 1. Looks like that may be corrupt. I think it's corrupt. Let me check and see. Yeah, that's corrupt on the medium tires. Just said a purple sector 1. So he's going to be flying here. Let's see, what can Cushy do as he finishes up his lap in the Alfa Romeo? Barely made it out of Q3. He's going to try the medium tire, just trying to get into the top 10 here. He's going to put on P8 for now. Second of the medium runners here. Let's see what Corrupt can do in the Aston Martin. Oh, he has a big oversteer moment on the final corner right there. He's going to go P8 and knock Cushy down to P9.
Yeah, I was on board with Alex quite a bit of that lap, and it looked like it was going to be a really good lap. But I think it was a penultimate corner. He actually invalidated, so he's going to do a cool down lap, go back in the pits, put some softs on, and try and get into the top 10.
Looks like everybody's coming in to get new tires here. Let's see what Roberto's up to in the Aston Martin. He's going to come in as well, or he's actually getting ready to start a lap. He went ahead and put the soft tires on. So he's going to go ahead and try to go for Q3 as well. It's right on board with him. Wrong button again. There we go. Nice and clean turn 1 there. On the power, down the hill, back to the right. Then you're going to go left, right, left, right, left, right for a long time here. Get as much curb as you dare. Oh, he lets off kind of early right there, hitting in that third one. Double apex to the right, then you go back to the left, down the hill, then up the hill, and back to the right again. Hitting all the apexes, but not seeing a whole lot of speed right there. But he did go purple sector 1 when he did it. So maybe I'm just doing it wrong, and he's doing it the right way. So he slams it down in second gear for the hairpin at the bottom of the hill, then onto the back straightaway. Got decent traction right there. A little bit of correction he did with the throttle. I don't know how long the straightaway is. I think it's like 1.3, 1.4 or something like that, but it's really far, and he hits it on the brakes into sector 3 right here, which is the technical bit of the track you were talking about, Raz. Got to get that power down nice and clean, especially right here. Take the line on least resistance. Bad traction zone right there out of that corner. That's turn number 15. Through the long 5 apex turn 14, 15, 16, 17, and then 19 and 20 here. What can Roberto do? He has a fast lap here. Yeah, sure, go ahead and put it P3. That's fine. P3 for Roberto with a 32.9.
Yeah, really solid lap from him. But we still have the medium runners coming out on their softs. So whether these medium runners can actually put it higher than where Roberto is, Roberto might be worried. I can't even say this word either. Worried. Gosh, my English is not good today.
Well, you got the proper English, so I'm not going to correct you. So the benchmark for the soft runners, for the medium runners here is, you've got 15 cars, you got 4 drivers on mediums. Barney and Corrupt are both, safe at the moment with medium tires. You got Cushy and you got NVA and Zenith and all these guys that still haven't set a lap yet. Here comes Alex on the medium tire. Can he get up there and maybe, get ahead of Barney? Alex across the line goes P10. That's going to bump Corrupt down the P11. So now Corrupt's got to make a decision. Do you make another run on the medium tire, or do you go to the soft? I mean, what do you try to do here? You got 4 minutes left, so you got to make your decision and get on track and get out there and get back around and start your lap.
Yeah, I think Barney actually tried to go for the try and get in on the mediums, but hasn't worked out for him. So he's actually going to come in, pit and go on to the softs. So, and I think that's Baberto's going to come into the pits. I'm pretty sure. No, Baberto is staying out, and this might cost him time. Maybe he missed a pit entry.
And the other thing, too, it's going to burn his tires up. I mean, whatever you run this session is the tire you got to start the race on, right? So he's going to put another lap on them soft tires. And we talked about how sensitive, you know, the tire wear is at this track. You don't want to put any extra laps on there if you don't have to.
I think that's only Q3 if you get in. I think Q2 is the ones you're going to start on with your fastest lap. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people in this community know that 90% of the time I am wrong. So
It's been a while since I've done a full qualifying session. Of course, the rules are different in real F1 this year, so I don't know what's going on. But I thought it was whatever you did Q2 is what you start the race on. But let's see. Zenith, yeah, looks like Barney, you're right, went to the soft tire. Corrupt went to the soft tire. They're going to make a run here at the very end, just try to get in the top 10. The only driver that has a chance of staying on the medium tire at this point is going to be Alex. But I got a feeling he's going to get jumped here by these soft runners. Let's see what Zenith can do.
Yeah, so I was just going to say that MVA and Zenith hasn't put a timing yet, so this is going to be crucial. So if they invalidate now, that will be it. That will be their qualifying over. As Nathan Doan actually was going 3 attempts up on his time, and he actually invalidated quite late on his lap, I'm pretty sure. So he's going to come round again for one more lap.
I think Zenith just went purple sector 1 right there on those soft tires. Sorry, I didn't mean to step over you there. Just he's on a flyer here.
Just to correct you, it's a she. Don't want to get into any arguments.
Good to know. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, she's a really quick driver. I think she picked up. She's picked up where she finished at the end of the season last season. So. And she goes fastest sector 2.
She goes purple sector 2, so she's on a heater right here. It might be the only lap she needs to do for the qualifying. As long as she can keep it on the road, keep the back end Underwood. Big moment there, heading through turn number 15. But she maintained control of the car.
That will cause her some time. She goes slow.
Big slide again.
She's struggling with the car. She doesn't hit the apex. This will jump up to P3. That could have maybe put it into pole position.
I think Zenith just went, or excuse me, I think NVA just went purple sector 1 on his soft tires as he works his way around the track here. Yeah, so Siggy, the only driver on medium tires here, still sitting in the pits. He's committed to the medium strategy, and he is done. He will not be able to improve, so Siggy's going to be out of Q3. Everyone else opting to go to the soft tire strategy. Here comes NVA into turn number 12. Then through 13, 14, the 2 double right-handers. He went purple sector 2, so he's on a flyer as well. May be able to knock Cole Cummings out of the top position here. Of course, these times will all drop for the next qualifying session, but still be nice to see your name on top of that timesheet.
Yeah, I'm on board with Nathan Doan, and he's in the first sector, he was 2 attempts up on his time.
So he's flying too.
As he's on the... Would you say it's a back straight, or would you say it's just a straight?
The back straightaway. I'm an old NASCAR guy. The NVA goes quickest with a 32.2 at the end of the sessions. He's going to go and abort and be done with it and move on to the next session. Let's see who's down there. What about Corrupt? Hackerman takes it back with a 32 flat. Corrupt in the Aston Martins. And Alex has I think Barney just pushed himself back up to P2 there. He said he's not going to sit on the medium tires. Looks like Corrupt just went purple sector 2. Right now you got...
Dome goes to P4. So that's actually made Roberto go down to P11.
Marino goes up to P8. He gets himself out of the bottom 5. Everybody's shuffling out. That bottom 5 is moving like a slot machine right now. It's Roberto. Dickwell's in there as well. What can Corrupt and Alex do? Corrupt's going to try to push that Aston Martin out, knock Ethan Patel down into the relegation zone. He does. He goes P1. The only driver left in question here is going to be Alex Duarte in the Mercedes on his one and only run on the soft tire here.
He's 7 tenths up on his time, so OG must be crunching his teeth right now. It's just praying Alex to maybe make a little bit of a mistake. But at the moment, it's looking really clean, coming down to the hairpin, or actually doing a hairpin.
It's going to be really tight.
Ultimate lap.
It's going to be really tight with OG and Duarte here. What can Alex do in the Mercedes? Is OG going to go to Q3 or is it going to be Alex? Which driver across the line? It's going to be Alex Duarte in the Mercedes. OG knocked out a Q2. And there it is. Your bottom 5, OG, Ethan Patel, Roberto, Dickwell, and Siggy all knocked out of Q2. Corrupt sets the fastest lap. First driver we've seen down in the 31s. I think we're having a nice little run here for Q3. And, of course, I think the biggest thing, though, is everyone's going to start the race in the top 10 on the soft tire. That could be, you know, maybe an advantage for some of the guys further back. But we'll see how that plays out in the race. I'm sure everybody in D2 and D1's watching to see how this plays out. So there you have it. Corrupt, fastest lap for Q2. Brian Hackeman, second place. Boney Goatmere. NVA, Nathan Doan, Cole Cummings, Alex, Cushy, Zenith, and Marino round up your top 10. All advancing to Q3. All very tight, too. All those drivers within 0.7 of a second from each other. Of course, if you're new to Zoom Racing League, thanks for joining us tonight. This is Division 3. We have 4 divisions. Division 4 runs on Friday night. Saturday night, we run Division 3, followed by Division 2, which kicks off at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, or right after this race, whichever happens first. And tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, is Division 1. The fastest drivers in Zoom Racing League all set out. We have a sorting table system where all the drivers are rated. They're seated based on their skill levels. So each one of these divisions is super tight, super competitive. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Everybody's here having a good time, and you should be too.
I can say I'm having a perfect time right now, especially being with you, Chris.
Hey, man, I'm glad you're here, and I'm excited to watch you in D2 here in about, what, an hour and 20 minutes? How you feeling for tonight's race?
Good.
Well, good.
I mean, yeah, I don't know why you should be excited. What you mean? It's going to be an absolute shit show. Let's just say that.
Well, I was taking a swig of my drink. I thought you were going to talk longer, so I had to stop drinking real quick. But it's all good. Here we go. It's division, or not division. It's Q3, 10 drivers. Let's go ahead and see who's got the fastest lap. Who's going to be the first one out? Looks like it's going to be, is that Zenith? Zenith, first car on track in the Alpha Tauri. What can Zenith do? Zenith didn't have a great week last week in Brazil. She finished P13. Got 7 points for her effort. Looking to make a better show for it here at Austin this week. Trying to save those tires and nurse them around the track for her first flying lap. She's going to be followed on track, looks like, by maybe Brian Hackeman. Nope, it's going to be the other red car. It's going to be Cushy in the Alfa Romeo. Good run for Cushy so far, too. He worked his way back up. Barely made it out of Q2. Made it out of Q3. Made it out of Q2. Found himself in Q1. Ready to put on a show. Cole Cummings, the only Red Bull that made it through today. Ethan Patel got knocked out in Q2. Got to represent for the Red Bull fam here. And how about the Mercedes? Both Mercedes into Q3. You got Alex Darte and Barney Goatmere. Both drivers making it into Q3, representing why they got that seat. Showing Toto Rivas that he made a good pick. All right, so let's see what Zenith can do here. Let's hop on board. As Zenith charges the battery, she makes sure the tires are ready to go. She put her fuel back in the right spot. Takes the wide entry into the penultimate corner, gets the traction down, and up the hill she goes for her first flying lap in Q3. Into the S's, left, right, left. Oh, took too much of the curb there. He got the little turtle curbs and launched her up. She's got to abort. Cushy's coming up behind, though, in the Alpha. It looks like his lap's still good. No, he just invalidated, too. Both of our first two cars. That's going to give Cole Cummings the first lap here.
Has he invalidated?
No, he did invalidate. The same corner. Who's behind him? Looks like it might
It'll be Alex.
Is it Alex?
Yeah,
it's like
coming up
Alex.
to the S's now.
No, there's another car there. Who's that? Is that going to be... Oh, that's Corrupt.
Yeah, he's on his out lap, so
Corrupt's
he
on his out lap.
involved.
Gotcha. So the next car would be Alex. You're absolutely right.
As he does the S's perfectly, teaching everyone that has just invalidated the S's, just proving them wrong. It's easy to do.
You want to take as much curb as you can, but it's easy to overdo it. Look at that correction on the acceleration there from Alex as he's off the throttle.
Aborting.
He's aborted.
So, next will be Barney Goatmere's teammate.
Looks like Barney's got a good lap going here.
So I feel like he turned a little bit too much. I mean, or maybe broke a little bit before the corner. Because if it was me, I'd be going touching that curb and touching the other side of the curb. But nevertheless, he's still going.
Yeah, he's
He
gonna
has a purple sector 2.
Yeah, well, he's the first car setting a valid time, so he's gonna set the benchmark for everybody else here, and looks like kind of a. I mean, is Barney kind of doing a little banker lap here? Not really pushing 100%, maybe about 95%, kind of like you're saying. You know, just kind of taking just enough of the curb to make it clean. Trying to get a good banker lap on the board here. Didn't run too wide there out of the penultimate corner. Did a 32.5. That's actually a decent time. We've seen 31s already, but 32.5 is a respectable time. So he'll bring it back around, recharge, and go again. Next car on track should be, looks like the McLaren of NVA or Marino. Looks like it's going to be NVA, actually. Is he on he's on an out lap as well. So both McLarens coming out late here on their out laps. That would give, looks like Cushy. I think Cushy's on a push lap here. Battery's depleted a little bit. A little bit of wiggle through turn 19 there, up the hill to turn 20. What kind of lap can Cushy do? He goes second fastest, 33.7. That's actually that's a real banker lap. There comes Zenith. She comes in with a 32.5 even. Again, decent time, but there's the 31 from Corrupt. We knew we had drivers going down in Q2. Cole Cummings answers with a 31.888 there in the Red Bull. So these are good times to start with. They'll go around, park, put a fresh set of tires on, make another run at it. Let's see what Nathan can do in the Alpine. Oh, he's getting ready to start a lap here.
Yeah, the next one will be Brian Hackman in the Ferrari as he comes down to the last corner. Misses the apex and he goes wide. He doesn't invalidate, but it puts him to P3.
Yeah,
he could have gained some more time if he did that last corner correct.
Yeah.
But still quite a decent lap.
Yeah, you can go off the track as long as you stay out there long enough. The game usually allows that. And let's see what the McLaren duo can do here. Here comes NVA. He's leading the pack. Sweeping through the long turn 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 into turn 19. I love turn 19. That's such a fast corner. Just requires full commitment and trust that the car is going to stick. As NVA goes P3 with a 32.0 in the McLaren. It's going to put him P3 for now. Let's see what his partner Marino can do. Last week's race winner as he just aborts and goes into the pits. Says, I'll try again here in a little bit. Almost crashes in the pit lane. Wow. I think everybody else is coming in behind here. Maybe the only car there that's not would be Alex. He's getting ready to start a lap, perhaps, as he invalidated his first one. Put a fresh set of shoes on, come around and try it one more time. Takes that wide entry. Carry as much speed down the front straightaway as you can. And that Mercedes sets off for the fastest lap. I can't tell how much time's left in the session. I think we're about 5 minutes left here, maybe 4 minutes. So I'm not sure if Alex is going to have enough time to do a fast lap, come around, change the shoes, go out and do another run. This might be his only run here. Yeah, less than 4 minutes remaining. He's not going to, this is going to be his one and only shot here. So no pressure. Hits the apex nicely there at turn 11. That sun gets lower and lower down the back straightaway there. Running the esports line off the edge of the track there, trying to carry as much speed as he can, makes the corner radius that much bigger. Through the stadium section here. Got the power down nicely out of turn 15 right there. Carrying a lot of speed through 19 and into turn 20. Ooh. And I didn't see a time go across. There he is. This P4 with a 32.3.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I mean, people are actually struggling through the last turn of the track, like trying to get the throttle down, maybe too quick, and then it's just letting loose, like. Because some, what's it called?
Oh, Barney goes off and into the wall. Barney's out. He hit the turtle curb through the S's right there and just launched the car, and he is out of the session. That's going to put a yellow flag in Sector 1, but nobody's on a hot lap through there at the moment. But Barney Goatmere, best he can do is P7 with a broken Mercedes as that car is retired. Just try to carry a little too much speed through there. And that's talking about, those curbs. You can take a lot of the curbs, but you can't take too much, or else that'll happen. As Cushy takes it through turn 1, starts his final flying lap here. Cushy running P8 at the moment. Wants to improve. This is where your front tires are just screaming in pain. They're burning up. They're losing grip through the end of that section. And I think, oh, he's actually invalidated. Yeah, he's out of it. So Cushy may try to recharge the battery and go for a second run here. Let's see what Marino can do in the McLaren as he starts a flying lap. His first lap of the session. This is going to be his only chance to do anything here. Keeping the RPMs up through the S's there. Looks nice and clean. Doesn't quite get the apex to the left. Runs wide. Does not invalidate. Stays out long enough to make it work. This Cush is pushing hard here. Trying to get that McLaren up to his teammate up in P3. We got about 30 seconds left in the session here, Raz.
Yeah, sorry, I was just dozing away as you were doing all the commentating there. But no, I was just watching Nathan Doan doing his whole lap here. Look, he's actually kept it clean right now, so this could put him in top 5 at least. But there's still a few cars to do some laps, as it doesn't get in really best corner on the second to last, but the first corner was great, and it puts him to a P5. Oh, and that's a P6 for him, as Alex. No, that is Zenith. I'm pretty sure that got a better lap. And that'll be it.
Marino takes it up to P3 and puts all McLaren on the second row here, as that is the end of this session. So hot laps will count. Let's pick up with Zenith and see what she can do. Nope, she's already out. Who's the other car I'm missing? That's Corrupt.
He's 2 tenths off his time, and I think that'll be it for him. Although he might not be giving up. I mean, he's only is that 7 milliseconds off Cole, and that's MVA. That's actually Span.
What can Corrupt do? Big understeer there in the final corner. I don't think it's going to work out. Yeah, couldn't improve. So your pole sitter, as of right now, Cole Cummings in the Red Bull, unless someone like Cushy.
Marino's actually on his last lap.
Cushy's going for that second lap we talked about. What can Cushy do? Can he improve? No, he's going to start P10. Next car across the grid should be Brian Hackeman in the Ferrari. Brian's up 3/10 here. That'll put him up in the top 5 if he can keep that pace in the Ferrari. He goes through the final corner. Can he get the power down? We've seen the struggle. Nice and clean through there. He goes P4 in the Ferrari. Great lap from Hackeman.
Yeah, Marino actually invalidated through the hairpin, and it looked like it was going to be quite a good lap. So there we have it. This is your top 10.
There you go. So your pole sitter for the Austin United States Grand Prix Round 2 for Division 3, it's going to be Cole Cummings in the Red Bull with a 31.888. Great lap from Cole. Corrupt taking P2, just 7 thousandths of a second behind him. Marino, Brian Hackeman, NVA, Zenith P6, Alex Duarte P7, Nathan Doan P8, and then Barney Goatmere and Cush in P10. So that's your starting grid as we get ready to race.
Something else I want to point out about, which I tried to say earlier, but once again my words weren't working. The new assist regulations that we've actually put out there is we do manual gears now instead of auto gears, and I think Connor was actually one of them that used auto gears, and I actually had someone say to me saying he's not used to it yet or something like that. So something he's actually struggling on at the moment.
Yeah, that's why he's didn't make the session. And but hey, sometimes that happens. Sometimes the car's ready, sometimes it's not. You do the best you can, and as we get ready to race here, as I make one more adjustment with the video, y'all bear with me on this. I think that's better. Okay. All right. So we got to do a formation lap. We're going to line them up. We're going to start this race. New pole out. Can Cole convert the pole to a win? Put your vote in there. Let us know what you think. Cole Cummings, of course, got P3 last week, was on the podium. I'd like to turn it around and actually get a win this week. If he can. Oops, sorry about that. As we get all the players, get their strategies in order, get the fuel in the car, make last-minute adjustments to the wings, tire pressures, anything else they want to adjust. So, Raz, who are you going to keep an eye on in this race? Who's your pick?
Obviously Cushy. I mean, in the Alfa Romeo, he's just that. He's another Valtteri Bottas, just like not carrying them, but he's outperforming his teammate at the start of the season. So he's definitely one to watch. To maybe get into those top 5 finishes. But Corrupt, is definitely one of them. I didn't expect. He's showing great pace through this track. So yeah, he's definitely one of them. I'd like to keep my eye out on.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Barney Goatmere. I think Barney's going to have a good run if he can keep the car on the track. He started P9, but he showed the pace in Q2 that he had. I think he just didn't get a chance to get a good lap on the board. Unfortunately, crashed in qualifying. But I'm gonna keep an eye on Barney Goatmere and Zenith as well. She's been, incredible pace we've seen so far in qualifying. Again, I just don't think got a great final Q3 lap there, but both those drivers up in the top 10. We'll see how they can work out in the race as we work our way around. Drivers trying to get heat in those tires. Don't want to move them too much though and scrub off any rubber they have on them, because you need those tires for the race. It looks like I'm not sure if Connor made it back in or if his AI is actually driving the car.
Looks like his AI is actually driving right now. But yeah, we have. Sorry, let me just quickly do maths. It's 7 people on the mediums right now. So I think OG is the most. Probably my person that will make a lot of positions at the end of a race, as it's in P11. If you can jump around 2 or 3 spots, it's something he will be like praising himself for, to like try and get higher up in the grid. But something we need to watch out is safety cars. I mean, last night we had a safety car and it just destroyed a few people's races who started on the mediums, as they had to pit probably 5 laps later after the safety car, so it ruined their races in the end. So it didn't really work out for them, but hopefully not have a safety car and have a clean race.
That's the risk with starting on the medium tire. If you get that early safety car, it's like you said, it can destroy the strategies as the drivers make their way onto the grid. We are all set for Division 3 here at the U.S. Grand Prix in Austin. It's round number 2 for the Zoom Racing League. We're estimating a one-stop strategy. Don't look what AWS says there. Unless there's a safety car, then everything's out the window, just as my man Razzie just said. So here we go. Resync. Lights are coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on the board. Drop the clutch and away we go. Here we go. Looks like Corrupt got a really good start. It's going to overtake Cole Cummings into the first turn. Hackeman's going to stick a nose under the Red Bull as well. They're side by side through turn 1, 3 wide behind as the Mercedes gets under the McLaren as well. Cole Cummings losing 2 places on the start right there. And MVA's right on his bumper trying to get past as well as they sling through the S's. This is going to be super tight. You don't have any air on your front wing. Looks like everybody's going to make it through, keep it on the road. And Corrupt starts to build a small gap. There's still a, looks like the AlphaTaris are running side by side right there. Looks like oh no, and the McLaren gets tapped. That was, looks like Marino got a little tap off the track. I don't know if he got any damage from that.
It looked like it was just a little love tap from Barney. I think Marino just tried to go on the outside of Barney and it just weren't going to pay off.
Oh, we got an Alpine around in the back. Kyle Desmond out of the race. Kyle lost it coming out of the hairpin on an acceleration and just nosed it into the barrier on the left side of the track. That's a virtual safety car. Everybody's going to try to find their way and work to the Delta here. Bad news for Kyle Desmond. Did not make it through lap 1. Got a little too aggressive on the power right there. But while we're under the virtual safety car, let's take a look at the big movers and losers here. How about Barney Goatmere, my pick for the race, up 3 positions in a half a lap. Biggest losers, probably Marino down there. Yeah, in the Mercedes, or in the McLaren, excuse me. Was not able to unfortunately got that tap and got knocked off the track, but hopefully he can recover here.
Yeah, it looks like he hasn't got any damage from telemetry, so that's good news for him. But it's a shocker of a start for Alpine. Altogether, really. Nathan ain't made any positions, and Kyle's already out. Kyle actually looked like he had a really good start, but just maybe too much throttle through that corner. So really unlucky for him.
Field's still very tight together as we expect the virtual safety car to be ending here shortly. Big risk with the virtual safety car. Sometimes when that notification comes up, it'll reset your delta, and if you're in a bad spot or under acceleration, it can impact you. Here we go. Looks like we went green flag. I didn't see any penalties pop up. That's great news. As we are back to racing, and Brian Hackeman tries to run down Corrupt here for the race lead. Not going to be any DRS for 2 laps here. Looks like Marino's going to make a run on Nathan here. As they head down into turn number 12. And the camera doesn't update. There we go. Looks like Marino ran a little bit wide there. They're side by side with Nathan. Still side by side with Nathan. Nathan not giving that position up. Now Nathan's going to have the inside line for turn 15 here. Both drivers leave each other lots of room. You're still side by side. I think this is where Marino's going to pull away right here. You can't go side by side through this corner. But look at Nathan making the charge back around the outside. Kind of surprised Marino there. Now Marino's off his line. Nathan's going to go up the inside again into turn 20. What a battle between these two. Marino not giving the position up. Meanwhile, the drivers behind are watching, just waiting to pounce on this action here. Nathan's going to fake a move up the inside, drop back behind. DRS now enabled, so they'll have it by the time they get to the back straightaway. What a battle.
Yeah, that is a really great battle to watch there. I mean, side-by-side racing for most likely half a lap. So that's something we want to watch, as now Josh Barnsley's on the back of Roberto. So these medium runners ain't really got off to the start they wanted. So I don't know, maybe they thought the mediums would work out.
Ooh. A little bit of contact there. I was watching Barney Goatmere get past Zenith, and when Barney rejoined, his front wing kind of clipped the rear wheel of Zenith's car. Not sure if he got any damage right there, but meanwhile, Zenith's going to make a run under NVA into the stadium section here. Doesn't quite get it done. So they're going to tuck in line and go single file through the remaining of the corners here. Maybe take another run down the front straightaway.
This looks like Nathan and Marino are still going at it. They're still going at it. As there's a yellow flag in sector 2, but Nathan has actually got the position. So these two are actually fighting for their lives out here, but it's just making it worse. I mean, if I was one of them, I'll just maybe stay behind the other car and just drag them along, or get dragged along by them, as Marino gets a bad exit.
Barney Goatmere and Zenith still battling side by side up here in front as well. The Mercedes versus AlphaTauri as they head down into the S's. Looks like Barney Goatmere's got the position for now. Don't see any damage on that Mercedes from that contact earlier. And Barney's trying to run down NVA, but don't want to lose too much time here battling with Zenith, because just like you said, you lose that. If you get outside of a second, you lose the DRS train, which is worth, I mean, at least a second or so a lap around this track. So let's see what Goatmere can do on NVA here. NVA does not have DRS. Goatmere does. So does Zenith. So does Duarte as well. As they're going to go around the outside. NVA is going to protect the inside here. Oh, big contact. Looks like Zenith got in the back of Goatmere. Knocked him through the corner. And now the Mercedes are side by side.
She's got damage.
Yeah, she hit him really hard. As Cushy's around.
And Marino's around. I wonder if a Marino spin was to do with Nevera. Them two were going at it for quite a while.
Oh, and the car's in front, and Flossie just crashes in front of Marino right there. Action all over the place here. As Flossie's going to rejoin. Zenith in the pits. Trying to find her.
As
She's
Roberto's in the
down.
pits, and so is Marino.
Yeah, everybody got
So-
damage. No safety car, though, so they're going to lose a ton of time here.
I'm just going to see what happened with not Navarro, Marino, as it looks. I might be wrong, but no, it says everything's fine, so I don't really know what's going on.
Well, he just changed his
Going
front
on with
wing,
Marino.
so yeah, he just changed his front wing. He had damage too. So now we got 3 drivers, Roberto, Zenith, and Marino, all in the back. Fast drivers got to make their run back up through the field. They all go to the medium tires, except Roberto goes to another set of softs. Switching to the 2-stop strategy on the fly as Goatmere gets past NVA into turn 15 there, or turn 12, excuse me. Now Goatmere can make a run after Cole Cummings here, but they've lost a lot of time to that lead group. It's Corrupt, Brian Hackeman, and Cole Cummings all out front here, running a little small DRS train with each other. Then you get about 3.5 seconds back to Barney Goatmere in the Mercedes. The question is, will NVA try to answer that call? He's in between 2 Mercedes here. You don't want to battle too much and lose more time. You got to try to make some of that ground up with that lead group. You can see him up the road. You don't want to get to the point where you can't see him anymore, but there goes Alex under NVA. He's going to think better of it. Oh, and I think NVA just touched Barney Goatmere a little bit in the hairpin. Those drivers all kind of coming together there at the apex, but they all continue on their way.
Real chaotic start to the race, but then
oh, there goes the Mercedes. NVA's around.
It's NVA.
And he's into the wall. And he looks like he reset the track right there, but no front wing to help him do anything with it. So
there's no front wing there. So really bad start. Oh, it took a turn to its worst for McLaren, having great qualifying, and then in the race it's gone so bad for him. As NVA's letting Kushi and Snoop Francis pass. So really good start. Really good start for the Williams team. P10 and P12.
Mercedes are getting kind of racy with each other here too. Looks like Alex got past Goatmere as Flosie's out of the race. Safety car. Where was that? Looks like that was coming out of the S's. We'll see if Marino can pick it up here. No, it's gone. I can't see it. So looks like yeah, Flosie crashed at the top of the S's there. So here's that early safety car you were talking about, Raz.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, look at the penalties. Brian Hackeman got a penalty for the safety car.
Everyone's going to pit, I think, but whether they go on the hards or the mediums, we will not know.
I think the game just glitched a little. I saw a penalty come up for Brian Hackeman, you know, passing the safety car or something, but the safety car is down in Sector 1. He was coming into the pits. Everybody coming into the pits. NVA gets a penalty. Let's let all this sort out and kind of see what happens here. Meanwhile, up front, Ogi's your new de facto race leader after starting the race on the medium tires.
Yeah, so everyone's going to be on fresh mediums now, but Corrupt, Alex, and Barney are in the soft, so they're going for the 2-stop. So this is what I was saying earlier. Like, the 2-stop might work in their favour now.
Right, right. I don't know if you can stretch, the medium tires. Can you take them 21 laps or 22 laps?
I mean, if your name's Sid and you're good at tyre management, then most likely, yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a long way, but you see, yeah, just like you're saying, Corrupt, Alex Duarte and Goatmere, they're both the Mercedes drivers, saying they're going to just commit to the 2-stops. So, but that's going to let Zenith, Cushy, Marino, Roberto, all these guys, you know, catch back up here. And yeah, Cushy and NVA and Zenith, NVA, and Roberto all switched and pitted and got on the medium tires. So this is I mean, I don't know if you could I mean, you can take the tires that far if you take care of them, right? But
I mean, if
that's a long
Sid,
way.
then...
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to quickly be a minute, so you'll be on your own for like a minute.
All right. Sid, what if I tell you? Yeah. So safety car is going to run a few more laps here. That may actually help the tire degradation. I mean, you could probably take them 20 laps. You're going to be up there in that, high degradation mode, but I don't think it's worth the pit stop myself. So field is bunched up. And we were going to go around one more time here. OG's going to be your race leader on those used medium tires. Dickwell, Josh Barnsley, Siggy, and Snoop Francis all on the used tire. First driver on the fresh tires is Brian Hackman, but he's also carrying that penalty for something with the safety car. It came up and it went, and I didn't see what it was. Oh, it's a drive-through. And Dickwell got one as well, so not sure if that's Codemaster shenanigans or what. But no bueno. That's not what you want, and you can't serve that under safety car. So the best thing you can do at this point, serve it, hope for a late safety car, and start your recovery race. But I think a big driver to watch out for here is going to be Corrupt on those soft tires. He is going to be absolutely flying through this top 6 here.
Just let you know, I am back now. So,
All right.
two commentators, the two best commentators in this league.
Absolutely.
We don't need this Revis shenanigans.
I don't know. The PBJ Riva show was a fun show to be a part of too. So I got.
Sorry,
What happened?
sorry to interrupt. Zenith's actually spun. Lost quite only like 3 of.
And she spins again. Getting
Those
her-
tyres are too hot for it, and the safety car's in this lap, so that is so unlucky for. I mean, it's probably her fault anyway.
What happened there?
Well, she was just weaving too much, I think. I mean, the tyres just maybe overcooked. But we actually have a AlphaTauri P1 and AlphaTauri last on the grid, so this is not good for them.
All right, OG's going to back him up here as we get ready to do the restart. It's OG, it's Dickwell, it's Keisler, Siggy, Brian Hackeman. Of course, P2 and P5 have to do a drive-through as well for, I'm assuming, Codemasters get stuff, but I think we can figure that out after the race. OG's going to start early, try to build a gap. And OG runs really wide. No, OG, don't do that. Back on his way. He's got about a 0.6 of a second. Let's see what, let's see Corrupt here. Corrupt's already making a move under Snoop Francis here. He's not wasting any time. He's going to take P6 and work his way down the hill. Those soft tires are going to cut through the medium guys here like butter.
Alex is actually waiting for a move for Snoop Francis, as he's just holding him up. He's actually ruining his race right now, as Barney's on the back of Nathan Doan.
Yeah, you got to be able to make the moves here, or else this switching the tire strategy doesn't quite work. Corrupt tried to go do for the old under there, but didn't quite get it. Going to try to do the power moves, just lay it into the battery here down the back straightaway. Doesn't quite get it. I think Hackeman was doing the same thing. They're side by side. Hackeman's going to close the door on the exit right there, not let Corrupt take the position.
Ethan nearly hits the back of Kushi through this technical corner, as Kushi's going for the dive bomb on Cole. And Ethan's going side by side with Cole, but he actually let go, so that could have been a disaster for Red Bull there, as MVA actually gets passed by Ethan, but Cole, I think Cole just did late braking and braking under moving, or moving under braking. So
Brian Hackeman and Fitzdickwell in the pits. There's a car around the front straightaway. That's Barney Goatmere. The Mercedes is spun in the final corner.
has he got wing damage?
I haven't seen the front of the car yet.
He does have wing damage. That's going to be so crucial for him.
So that's going to ruin his race. As Zenith goes to the hard tires. Dickwell and Hackeman both serve their penalty. And now Goatmere's going to have to pit that Mercedes. It has absolutely no grip here. Meanwhile, Corrupt's up to the back of P4 here, on the back of P3, excuse me, running P4. Got a yellow in Sector 1. Didn't see what that was. Looks like it's been cleared. Maybe somebody just ran wide there a little bit. As Corrupt's going to get on the battery again, try to make the move here on the inside of Siggy. He's going to have the preferred line into the corner this time. Further back, lots of battles here heading into the corner. Looks like Alex is going to get past Snoop Francis as well. So soft tires working their way up to the front.
Yes, I was saying in quali, the soft tires are just so much more quicker around this track than the mediums. So I wouldn't I'd expect Corrupt to be with OG by next lap if he can get past Josh Barnsley through before turn 1. And
Oh, he's going to dive it in. He goes for the dive bomb. I think there was a little bit of contact right there. But look at the run. Look at the run Siggy's got. Siggy's going to try to stick it in there as well. Make it 3 battles here into turn 1. Corrupt's going to get the position. Siggy's going to get the position. Josh Barnsley just lost 2 positions on the front straightaway right there. Not what you want to see.
It's Nathan Doan's actually on the back of Snoop Francis. So Snoop's actually holding everyone up right now through the S's. So really wasting people's time. So, but now DRS is enabled. Nathan's actually going to get the move done by here, and I'd expect Kushi to maybe get the move done.
Of course, Snoop is the last car here on those used medium tires. Probably feeling them right about now as Josh Barnsley has just left the session.
Oh.
Not sure what that's all about. So that car is going to run super. So look at the dive bomb on the inside that Cushy does on Nathan Doan. Knocks them both off the track. That's going to give Snoop Francis the position again. And NVA is looking for a spot here as well. Loser in that whole situation was Cushy. Drops back to P9. Just outbraked himself heading into turn 12 right there.
Yeah, Josh Barnsley left the lobby, which is really painful for him because it happened with him in Brazil. So, and he actually reached out to me saying, his game crashes during his races, so some technical issues for him. So really unlucky for the Ferrari driver. He was putting a really good show coming from P16.
As Cushy just takes, Corrupt just takes the lead from OG there on the soft tires. Of course, we know Corrupt's going to have to stop again. So at this point, your job is to build that gap. Try to get as far down the road as you possibly can as we lose the intervals right when I was starting to look at them. So Codemaster's up to glorious things again. As OG's catching up here. Let's see. Looks like Alex Duarte is trying to make a move on Siggy here for P3. It's fresh softs versus old mediums. Going to have the DRS down the back straightaway. Should be able to dispatch Siggy quite easily here. But we still got a train of cars behind this group.
Yeah, there's NBA on the back of Nathan, but it's not going to be close enough to him to make a dive bomb, so he's actually going to just stick with him.
Look at Siggy hold off Alex here. And the Williams versus Mercedes, it's used mediums, fresh softs, and Siggy is holding the position. Very nicely done. Let's pick it up from Josh Barnsley's onboard. I'm not sure if he's back or if this is the AI driving, but
It is. He is back. But this is something that Siggy is really good at, just defending his position. Like, honestly, last season, this guy just wouldn't stop defending. He just wastes people's time. But honestly, you could probably like grab a cup of tea and Siggy is still ahead of people.
like Alex going to try to go around the outside of Siggy here. He's going to get the traction out of the corner. Siggy gives him the room. That's going to be able to give Alex the position quite easily. Let's go a little further back and check in with Cole Cummings back here. He's trying to run down Cushy and Snoop Francis. Of course, Cole on the same fresh medium tires as Cushy up ahead, catching Snoop Francis here with the older tire. You see that speed advantage. Cushy just can't do anything on the back of Snoop Francis here. And Cole's able to close right up.
Yeah, he's lost so much time to Nathan going through the S's because he lost the back end quite a bit through the S's. So
Cole fancied him. Oh no, the Red Bull almost
rest.
around. Cole fancied a move under Cushy there. Ethan Patel tried to stick it under Cole on the exit and about lost the rear end and did lose 3 or 4 positions there because of it. As these guys continue to battle down in the turn 12 here, a little bit of contact there. As Beberto just gets shoved out of the way. Now Ethan Patel is going to try to keep it on the outside of Marino here, but Beberto is going to send it back. But now Ethan's going to have the inside in the turn 15. And they're still battling. It's like McLaren's going to come out on top right there as Ethan gets a big run on the back of him. But look at Beberto send it around the outside and then have the inside in the turn 19. It's going to cause Ethan to turn really wide. These guys are racing hard.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact with Ethan and Beberto. So really hard racing here. But Ethan has all the ERS he would literally needs in life. Beberto's going to go side by side. Turn 1. Will he get moved up? Oh, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel bang. And Beberto actually backed out of it, and he actually lost the position to Ethan.
We got 2 battles going on track here. Right in front of that, I'm watching Cole Cummings try to get around Snoop Francis. Snoop just doesn't have the grip in the high-speed corners, but Cole can't seem to make the move. Is Cole going to go for a move? He's going to go around the outside in the hairpin here. Cole sends that Red Bull up, tries to do the over-under. Doesn't quite get the traction out of the corner again. Has another big wheel spin moment. First it was Ethan, then it was Cole. He's going to have to wait at least another lap to make that move stick.
I'm expecting another 6 laps on the medium tyres for these people. Or maybe less if they think the undercut can work. But if you think about it, with a soft tyres, when do they pit? Like, do they pit in 2 lap time? Maybe do 12 laps on them mediums?
Yeah. Soft tires are around lap 11 or 12. Medium tires without the safety car can go to about lap 18 or so. With the safety car, they might try to stretch it, but the soft tires are good for about 10 laps. So anywhere between laps 17, 18, I should expect those medium tires to come in. But again, safety car might have extended that. So it depends on track position, I think, at this point. Look at the battle up the hill we got here. Looks like Cole Cummings is finally going to get past Snoop Francis. Snoop Francis is going to big run out of turn 1, though. He's going to fight back and take that position around the outside and throw the elbows out. It's Williams versus Red Bull again. Snoop Francis holding on to that position like a champ right there.
Siggy's actually holding up Josh Barnsley here. Well, these two are actually on the same time, so they're actually just fighting, but they're holding Nathan Doan up. And yeah, Nathan Doan's actually in the lead if you think about it, when all these people ahead of him will pit. So this is really crucial to see where they finish. But Corrupt is just running away with it.
Yeah, Corrupt's running away, but he does have to pit again, just like you said. I mean, oh, look at it! Look at the late move there from Nathan trying to send it on the inside of Josh Barnsley. Doesn't quite get it to stick, and actually loses the position to NVA. But NVA backs out of it and has to get the position back. You guys are swapping positions all over the place here.
I don't think that really worked for Nathan. He just needs to. I'd say just stick in the back of Josh as NVA gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's going to be crucial at the end of the race.
There goes the pit stop. Josh Barnsley in. Yep, Josh Barnsley in the pits. Says he's going to go ahead and go to the soft tire, make that work. He's first driver to pull the trigger.
Maybe he's thinking about doing the undercut, or is it the overcut?
It'd be the undercut. Going in first, trying to do the undercut. Yep, trying to get in. He will have pace, and maybe he thought he was just losing too much time battling right there. If he can get some clean road and those soft tires, we'll see where he comes out relative to Snoop and Siggy and these guys.
Nathan might not get DRS from Siggy, so that will be crucial against MVA through the back straight. But NBA looks so slow through the S's whenever I'm on board with him. He's 9 tenths away, so he won't get the move done. He goes wide a little bit again. Yeah, he won't get the move done here, so Nathan don't live for another lap.
So Josh Barnsley back out on track now. Got a little bit of clean road on those soft tires. The question is, can he make those tires last 13 laps like he has to finish this race? That's right about the limit for those tires, but maybe the undercut gives him the position that he needs to do that. Is Ethan Patel and Roberto still battling it out here? What a great battle between the midfield here. This is good stuff.
It's Corrupt actually picked
Oh no,
out.
they hit each other.
Oh
No, Ethan
no,
Patel.
Ethan's disqualified.
He cut across the track and got disqualified from the session because his car spun across the grass right there. Ethan Patel out of the race. And pit stops. We have OG's coming into the pits. Corrupt's coming into the pits. Putting on the soft tires. They're reacting to Josh Barnsley coming in early here. Let's see where OG comes out. Where's Barnsley? Barnsley is going to be, if I can find him here. That's the other Ferrari. So Barnsley is caught up to OG here. So the undercut.
Francis out.
Snoop Francis out of the race.
It looked like he lost it for the
Yep.
S's, as we're going to go on board with Zenith on the hard tyres, I've just realised. And yeah, he just hits it in the wall and loses a tyre. So that's really unlucky for him, as both the Williams were defending superb. Is that even English, or is it superbly?
Worked for me. I'll take it. Superb's good. I'm watching Josh Barnsley, who the undercut took him all the way up to where OG was. So the undercut super strong there. Worked out really well for him. So now they're trying to get past Dickwell here. Can both these cars get past in the turn 12? Looks like they're going to. Unless Dickwell tries to fight. Nah, he's not going to be able to fight against those tires. Doesn't have the grip. So OG and Dickwell trying to march up to the front here. Looks like Corrupt has made his pit stop as well. Corrupt is pitted to the medium tires. He's good for the rest of the race. He's actually come out just ahead, or 8 seconds ahead of OG. So Corrupt's looking in a really good position to win this race here, as long as he can keep that Aston Martin on the road. There's a little bit of wiggle coming out of the final corner right there. Cole Cummings in the pits. Siggy's in the pits. Excuse me, no, not Cole Cummings. I'm sorry. Siggy, Alex Duarte's in the pits, making these final pit stops.
Doan's actually in the lead of the race right now, so this is a big moment for him. Coming back from Brazil, not the race he wanted. Probably wanted a few more positions up there, but nevertheless, he's first right now, as NVA's on the back of him. But NVA's just losing time to Nathan on the S's.
Nathan's just going to try to ride around, stay in the slipstream of Nathan there. Or NVA's trying to stay on the slipstream of Nathan there. OG and Josh Barnsley, though, need to get past Alec Duarte. That's going to kill their strategy here. This should be the way to do it right here as they head down the back straightaway. Both of them are going to have DRS on Duarte, so it's going to be Alpha Tauri and Ferrari versus Mercedes down the back straightaway here. Let's try it again. Looks like OG's going to make the move under Duarte. Barnsley tried it as well, couldn't get the position to stick. So now it's OG's chance to drive down the road, as Josh Barnsley's not done yet, trying to get past that Mercedes. As Corrupt just sets the fastest lap of the race on the medium tires. Corrupt is making a run here to the front. And as soon as, unless, Nathan, NVA, and Cushy, can they stretch those tires out, as Corrupt is going to try to catch them, run them down, take the lead of this race. Got 10 laps to go here. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold Corrupt off. He is flying right now. Roberto grabs fastest lap on the soft tires, 34.5. All right, can Josh Barnsley, can he get past Nathan here? Or excuse me, past Alex here? This time Alex is going to have the DRS as well. Both of them on the battery here, trying to make it work. OG's going to get run down by Barnsley here as well. Going to make the move stick. So now OG P6, Josh Barnsley P7. Meanwhile, up front, Corrupt has caught Cushy here.
Oh, NVA's out.
NVA has crashed out in the final corner. Oh, is it trying to go into the pits?
He was trying to go in the pits.
It's safety car.
Safety car. Wow.
NVA has crashed going into the pit lane.
Now this is where.
Oh, that is bad news for Nathan and Cushy because both of them were past the pit lane when the safety car came out. They could not react to pit.
It won't really matter as Nathan's already pitted, so everyone's still going to have one more lap ahead of the safety car. But will Nathan go on the soft tyres?
Yeah,
he must do, surely.
He might have it. Yeah, you're right. He might have enough time here. There's a pretty decent gap between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th here. So Josh Barnsley is pitted. He went to fresh soft tires there. Alex Duarte's pitted to fresh softs. Barney Goatmere had fresh soft tires as well. I would expect this lead group to do the same. Now, if you're corrupt here, what do you do? Because you got to think everyone around you is going to pit. You're probably going to have about a 5-lap run to the end of the race here. I mean, do you go in for soft tires as well? You got the gap here to really do it and come out, you know, maybe 2 or 3 spots back. I mean, I think you got to take that. You got to roll the dice and take that gamble.
I think you did. I mean, I think he has to pit with everyone else just go on the softs if they do go on the softs.
So let's see what we do here. This Cushy's kind of backing him up here a little bit. So let's see. Nathan Doan's going to be the first one around. Is he going to come into the pits? He's thinking. He is going to come into the pits. Is everyone else going to react? Cushy's coming in. Cole Cummings coming in. Cushy stayed out. Cushy's going to be a sitting duck when this thing is said and done.
So this is actually going to help OG and Siggy as you're on fresh softs. So Nathan actually is P3 now. So will he get past OG and Cushy? We will find out. As Siggy's in P4, Corrupt's in P5. Zenith is actually in P7, but on hard tyres.
Let's see if Zenith makes a pit stop. No, she does not. She says she's going to stay out on those hard tires. Now, the other thing that this brings into play is with the late safety car, you know, it bunches up the field where penalties become a big issue again because we have 6 drivers with penalties right now. Cushy's got 3 seconds, Siggy's got 3 seconds, Zenith's got 3 seconds, and Marino's got 3 seconds. Roberto's got 9 seconds, and Dickwell's got 6 seconds. So it's harder to build those gaps to overcome those penalties late in the race like this. So we'll keep an eye on that. As we near the end of this race, looks like the pit stops are over. Let's take a look at this tire strat here at the end of the race. Cushy's going to try to hold off an entire field of soft tires here. OG's in a really good spot, like you said. Nathan's in a good spot. Siggy's in a good spot. We know the pace Corrupt has in that Aston Martin. So just, I mean, how much time does it take to make up, 4 positions here?
Quite a bit, especially when you've got Siggy ahead of you. I mean, come on, we've already seen Siggy hold up. I don't know who it was. Was it Marino or I don't know? He was holding up someone that was honestly so much more quicker than him. But Siggy's just defensive play is just phenomenal.
So don't forget, right after this race, we're going to have Division 2 kickoff. My buddy Raz here is going to be running that race. And we'll get to do it all again. Crash out first lap. I think you'll do all right, man. I think you'll do just fine. I'm going to crash out first tomorrow in D1 race. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah. This is going to be a good finish here.
I thought I saw Brian Hackerman have a little bit of a moment through the straight as he was losing.
He's missing his front wing. He's missing the end plate of his front wing. Hackerman with an issue under the safety car here. I don't know if he ran in the back of Marino or just lost it and hit the wall or what.
He must have, because I thought I heard something. I mean, I saw Brian Hackerman losing some positions. So that's not going to help him. So that's pretty much his race done and dusted. And so yeah, this is going to be the last lap through the safety car. So
that's terrible news for Hackerman, though. He's going to have to pit to change that front wing, and he's going to drop way back. Other drivers keep an eye on here. I mean, you got Corrupt. You've also got Cole Cummings up there running P6. Fresh tires. Looks like Siggy and OG may have went to a set of used soft tires. Didn't have any fresh sets left in the bank there, so I think this is looking really good for Corrupt, looking really good for Cole Cummings, and also really good for Nathan Doan.
yeah, absolutely. I want to know who's going to win now. It's been, you know, I love when there's one safety car, but when there's two, it's just too long. Like, you just want the race over and done with. We've still got another 6 laps left. I don't know what to say.
It's going to be 6 laps to go when we cross the line here. Yeah, it's going to be. Oh, look at Cushy backing him way up here. Cushy's going to try to get a run here, but trying to get some heat in the medium tires. But when do you go? Do you try to go to build a gap here?
You've got to go as early as you have to. Like, you can't go late. Like, I think he's going to try and go, no, he won't go now. He's going to try and catch OG off guard. But he's backing OG into Nathan, and he goes late and he's gone, and he doesn't catch OG out as... Actually, he does catch OG out a little bit, which gives Nathan on the back of OG, but he ain't going to go for a move there. So it's going to be the same top 3.
As Corrupt has already got around Siggy. Corrupt did not wasting any time there. Corrupt up to P4, making a run to the front here. Let's see, can OG get past Cushy here? No DRS for 2 laps here. Going to try to stay as close as he can and use the battery and use his slipstream and everything he's got here to make the move now while he can. Try to build a gap over those 2 drivers behind him. Riding the slipstream all the way down the back straightaway. Can he make a move? He's not going to be able to. Oh, he does. Cushy runs a little bit wide. Look at OG dive to the inside. He's going to the outside here around this inside complex. Make the move stick. What a move by OG into the race lead. But look at Cushy come back and dive up the inside into turn 15. What a move. And you got an Alpine. Look at Corrupt trying to get in there as well. 4-way battle for the lead here at COTA.
You can even add Siggy in that 4-way battle, as he's literally on the back of M5.
Oh, no, car around.
No, Corrupt's around.
Corrupt is into the wall. It's like a little bit of contact there. Didn't DNF. But now this is a whole new race. It's OG, Cushy, Nathan Doan, Siggy, and Cole Cummings top 5 with 5 laps to go here. But there's a lot of cars in one spot right here. This is still anybody's race, and they're all racing hard for it.
Yeah, Cushy is holding up Nathan Doan so much right now. As OG's running away with it.
Cole Cummings had to go off the track, and Cole Cummings is around. Cole Cummings has spun in the S's right there, did a quick reset the track, and he's back underway. Not sure if he has any damage on that car, but that's going to drop him down out of the top 10. And he spins again with the warm tires. OG's driving. OG's built the gap he needs over Cushy. Cushy is the medium tires is kind of holding these guys up. If you're OG, you're in a great spot right now to win this race with 4 laps to go. Excuse me, 5 laps to go. As Cushy continues to hold off Nathan Doan here.
Yeah, Cushy's doing a really good job right now, just defending. As he goes a little bit wide, but Nathan is not giving up. He's trying his best, just get into that P2 position.
If you're Nathan Doan right now, you got to be so frustrated. You're watching OG drive down the track, and you can't get around. He's going to try to move around the outside here and into the inside. A lot of contact there. That's going to let the other Williams get it stuck in there, and also the Ferrari of Josh Barnsley's with the recovery drive. Now DNS is enabled. They've dispatched Cushy. We got 4 drivers on soft tires in the top 4. As Josh Barnsley's going to make a move on the inside of Siggy here and try to get that move done now while he can. But Siggy's not giving up. Doesn't have much of a choice there, though. Now as Nathan Doan's going to set his sight on OG down the road. Josh Barnsley right behind him. What a race.
Yeah, phenomenal race to watch here. Now, can we see Nathan pull away from Josh? Or can we see Nathan gain from OG in those 3 laps? He needs to get a second a lap from OG, which I just can't see. And honestly, I can't believe I might be able to say this, but OG winning his first ever race in ZRL.
It might happen. It's looking like it's a pretty decent run so far. But speaking of a good run, here comes Josh Barnsley around the outside of Nathan Doan. Going to make that move stick. No, Nathan holds the position there. No, wait, the game just desynced a little bit. And
yeah, Josh just desync, and he's
Let's go-
desyncing even more.
what's going on here? What's going on with Josh Barnsley?
He's having some connection issues, I'm pretty sure.
And that's dropped him down to P7.
So,
Nah, that's
Nathan-
bad news for Josh right there. Nathan Doan, meanwhile, now just has to worry about Siggy.
Yeah, it looks like Nathan's actually got the pace for Siggy. Siggy's got 3 laps older tyres than him.
3 laps to go here.
Siggy's going to bump everything at Nathan just to stay in that DRS zone.
That's fine. Let Nathan pull you around the track. Try to catch up to Siggy here. If you're Siggy, you got the oldest soft tires in this bunch, but you're holding the gap. Let's see how it works through the S's here. The gap was 3 seconds at the start of the lap. Let's see after Sector 1 if Nathan can track some of them down. Look at this battle further back, though. It's Cushy, Alex Duarte, Roberto with the recovery drive, and then Josh Barnsley in the back of this group in the Ferrari after having that connection issue dropping him back.
Yeah, with Roberto, he's got 9 seconds of time penalty, so that's not going to help.
Oh,
him.
big hit as
That's Alex gone.
Roberto just dumped Alex at the apex right there. That's NASCAR Martinsville if I ever saw one. Just dumped him and spun him around. So I got to imagine Roberto's got damage to his front wing after a hit like that.
It looks like on his wing he doesn't have any damage. Can quickly check on the telemetry.
He's got that Mercedes front, indestructible front wing.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but he's got no damage, so he will be fine for the rest of the race.
Look at Cushy holding on to P4 right here with the old medium tires, making that strategy, committing to that strategy. Can he hold off? 2 laps to go. Oh, and a Ferrari's gone around. That's Josh Barnsley has gone around. Josh, it's all coming apart for these guys. Josh Barnsley has dropped down. OG is continuing to lead this race. The gap has dropped. If Nathan Doan...
Sorry to interrupt, but the only way Nathan can win now is if OG gets a 3-second time penalty. So this will be really interesting if he does or does not. But at the moment, and that's Josh spun around again. At the moment, Siggy's going to stay P3, Nathan's going to go P2, and OG's going to go P1.
What a crazy finish if that's the way it works out. OG's dumping his ERS. That gap is getting smaller and smaller. Can Nathan close the gap down as we have another yellow in Sector 2? That's Alex, it's Barney Goatmere's around. The other Mercedes in the hairpin has a big issue. He's missing his entire front wing. It's all come undone for Toto Rivas in the last 3 laps of this race. I was just going to say,
Not good news.
can Nathan run down and get the DRS on OG? He is trying. He's under 2 seconds now.
So OG's actually dumping, but so is Nathan.
They're both low on the batteries here. I don't know. He's going to have to get a hell of a run through the S's here to make that work. But right now, OG starts the final lap of this race in the AlphaTauri, looking for his first win ever in the Zoom Racing League. Can he hold on to it? Can he hold off Nathan Doan? Nathan Doan 2 seconds back here. Got to get the cleanest run through the S's he has ever had. He is gaining time on OG here, but not enough. He is not there into the final DRS detection zone here. It's looking.
Was actually in P5. What a drive from him. I mean, a reserve driver, a driver in D4. This is showing promise to a future. I can't get my words out again. Bloody hell, it's 3 a.m. for me nearly. So this is why. Yeah, but Duncan should be really happy for Fitz actually coming up into P5. I mean, Fitz is in the Red Bull for D4.
Absolutely.
Being a reserve.
But the other, how about the junior Red Bull team? How about the AlphaTauri team? How about OG in his first ever win in ZRL? OG's going to take the race win at Austin, at COTA. It's the Circuit of the Americas. He has done it. Second place goes to Nathan Doan. Siggy's going to come home P3. What a finish. What a drive by OG. The strat worked out. Going long on the medium tires. Switching to the softs at the end. Way to go, OG. Great drive. Alex Duarte, Cushy, Fitz Dickwell, Zenith, Baberto, Marino, Brian Hackerman, Cole Cummings comes home P11. Corrupt salvaging that drive in the Aston Martin, bringing it home P12. Barney Goatmere in the Mercedes going to bring it home P13.
I can't believe it. I mean, when I got my first win, OG was hyping me up so much. And now I can do it for him. I'm so glad for OG getting his first win in ZRL. But I'm absolutely glad for Navira, Nathan Doan, getting P2 in the his second race in the Alpine. I mean, that must be such a great result for him. I'm super happy for him, and I've even forgot who even got P3. I think it was Siggy. But even Siggy had a great drive.
Yeah, Siggy, great defense today. He gets driver of the day to go with it. What a race. D3 putting on a show tonight. There's OG going onto the platform, hyping the crowd up, taking the selfie. Why not? You deserve it, brother. Great job. Great job to Siggy and Nathan as well. All three of these drivers, great run tonight. Made the strategy work out to their favor. Let's see if we can get some of these guys in here. I know you know, Raz, you got to go to D2, man. So why don't you get ready for D2? I'll handle the interviews if that's all right, brother. Good luck in the race.
It's right. I can stay here for a few more. We'll just do one-word interviews quickly as we get Siggy in here now.
All right, let's bring in Siggy. There he is. Siggy's in the chat. Siggy, P3, started P15. Made the strategy work, man. Walk us through that race.
Yeah, well, miracles do happen, I guess. And, you know, just started making sure that, you know, kept clean because I knew it was going to be really, really tough to get through the lower midfield and then up through the rest of the field. And then just hope for the best, and the best came out.
We were watching your awesome defensive skills all race. You kept the elbows out. You're able to hold those faster drivers back with the fresher tires. It was a masterclass display of defense, and it worked out well, man, with P3 in the end.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you got that action.
All right, brother. We're going to head out and grab in P2. Great job tonight.
Thanks.
Let's grab Nathan Doan in here. Nathan Doan, P2 in the Alpine. What a drive. Take us through your race, brother.
Oh, wow. It was an exciting one start to finish. I started on very used tires, so I didn't expect much in the first stint. But there was a safety car, so I got to pit. And that was great. And then second stint, I was going on the defensive, making sure that I could make my medium tires last until the end. Well, not until the end, but until I could get onto softs. And
Let's say, was that your strategy? Were you planning on taking those mediums all the way to the end, or were you going to have to make another stop?
no, it was soft, medium, soft, and that was. And I had a battle with NVA, and lap 19 he went to pit, and he crashed into the pit barrier, which made a safety car. Made it very fortunate for me to pit, get into P2 and P3, and then Cushy held me up quite a bit, but it was a good race from him, and I think it's just a great race.
Yeah, we were watching. We were thinking if you could get past Cushy, you had a good chance there to run down OG, but it didn't quite work out that way. But you also had to deal with Corrupt while he was there behind you there in that final sector. But then unfortunately, he didn't make it to the end either. So, smooth sailing for you up to P2, man. Great job, great finish.
Yep, thank you, mate.
All right, let's get the man, the myth, the legend, the race winner. His first win in Zoom Racing League. OG, the race winner. Made it work, made the mediums tires work in the second stint there. Walk us through your race, OG. Great job, brother.
Well, first things first, I got to give a shout out to Mr. Sandunga, my race engineer. I got to give a shout out to my former teammate, BuzzGod. I got to give a shout out to my girlfriend, my dad, and my friends who all watched the race. And then, I'm just blessed. I'm so hyped. I got to give a shout out to Raz and PBJ for commenting. I'm hyped right now. I'm hyped.
Man, we are hyped for you. That was an awesome race. You made those medium tires work on the second stint. You got the late safety car. Were you going to have to stay on those medium tires all the way to the end if that safety car didn't come out?
I was gonna go to the softs no matter what. I started P11. It wasn't looking great coming into this race. I totally forgot because I haven't practiced this beforehand. Cushy, dude, he got me that 3-second gap. Otherwise, Novera would have got it. Dude, I practiced the shout out and I completely forgot. But Cushy, shout out to him. But I was gonna go to the 2-stop kind of route and it just didn't. I just wasn't looking forward to this race, and then things kept kind of falling my way, and then my heart was beating, bro. It was like and but we calmed down and we got the win. So yeah.
Man, you held the nerves in check because Alex was running you down there, and I'm sorry, not Alex. Novera was running you down there in that final stint. You were able to hold him off. You had just enough laps to keep him back there. But yeah, dude, great job, great race. You kind of ran a quiet race for the first half and then showed up at the end, and that's how you sneak out wins, and that's how you get first places. Great job, brother.
Yep, appreciate it.
We're gonna love you and leave you, OG. Congratulations. I mean, when I first won, I was emotional, but I was not that emotional. Shouting out your girlfriend. What's her name?
Hell yeah, her name's Brianna. Shout out Brianna Gordo.
Hello, Brianna Gordo. So yeah, you got a excited boyfriend of yours, and so yeah, congratulations, OG.
Appreciate it.
All right, and that's going to wrap us up for Division 3. Division 2 starts in about 4 minutes. We're going to do it again with some faster drivers, so have a great evening. Raz, it was a pleasure, brother. Good luck in a few minutes.
Yeah, cheers.